Hello, everyone. No, I'm kidding. Welcome.
That is
Welcome.
not how you introduce it.
Welcome to a special edition episode of Ballers to Fathers. As you can see, I'm not with my regular co-host, my brother Devonte. Right now, him and his wife are at the hospital about to have their fourth child, my third niece. So we decided that we would do something a little different for this episode and bring on a special guest that is no stranger to doing podcasts and also no stranger to me or my world or my family. So to my right, my special guest is my girlfriend, the mother of my handsome son, Dior.
Hi.
This is Alexis. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Just got my wisdom teeth out, so I've been struggling a bit, but we're here. And yeah, I feel good now after taking some medicine and putting some hot stuff on my face.
Yeah, so I'm not even gonna sit here like we had this planned out. My brother and them just went to the hospital earlier today. Me and him were definitely supposed to do this episode, but when he
I'm
texted
so
me
excited.
that, I was like, what better co-host? We can do it at our inside of
Y'all might like me better than
our
Devontae.
home. You know, here you go. But anyways, we're gonna jump right into this first topic. And I haven't even told her what we're going to talk about on this. So all of this will be for her off the top of her head. But I think that's good. So the first topic, obviously me and Devontae on this podcast, we talk a lot about being fathers and no, not sports. See? No, we talk about being fathers and the importance of being fathers. So I wanted to ask, me and you being new parents, I've never really talked to them about our experience that we've been through being new parents. So I figured we should start it off there.
Yep.
What has this experience been like these first 10 months of Dior's life? What has this been like for you? And then I'll go once you're finished.
I think becoming a parent in general has its challenges, obviously. As most of y'all probably know, Devin was playing overseas for, 10 months? 9 months?
9 months, yeah.
So 3 of those months were when Dior was born. So the first 3 months with Dior, I was primarily by myself, and I feel like that time I can't really remember a ton because I was just trying to survive, but I know that you probably remember it because I was calling you and having meltdowns. And I would say those first 3 months were great because you are so obsessed, and it was my my kid, so I was just obsessed with him, and he was my little baby, and I never wanted to leave his side. That part was easy. The hard part was learning how to juggle another human's emotions, how to make them feel better. Dior wasn't a huge crier, but that's definitely something I still struggle with, is the crying. And I'm not afraid to say that because I'm sure a lot of other moms feel the same way. I hate when he cries. I just want to make him feel better. I'll literally do anything and everything to try to fix it, whereas you're more so chill about it, and you're he's fine, don't worry too much, but it just stresses me out. So, and I'm an overthinker. I So anytime anything was wrong, I would just like freak out. And now I'm better. And honestly, like, I need to stop saying like. Honestly, having you home has changed everything again, because when it was just me and Dior, I was like superwoman. I felt like I could literally do anything and everything. Like, I could get the house clean, I could go run errands, I could do this, I could do that. But like, I wasn't like well mentally.
Yeah.
But now that you're home, I feel like I've taken, obviously you've taken on a lot of that responsibility, and me going to work. And so now we like have a really good partnership to where I don't feel bad for like taking time to myself, and same with you, I think. So I don't know if that answered your question.
No, that did. From my experience going through this whole thing, first, obviously, I have working on 3 nieces and a nephew. She has no younger kids in her family, so like for her being around a baby, this was like all new for me. It wasn't necessarily new. Obviously, it's different when it's your own child. So it was really hard for me because I was overseas throughout the whole pregnancy. Majority of the time, I didn't really get to see her belly. I didn't get like, I wasn't there the day he was born. I got back like a couple days later. But it was hard being overseas, like knowing you had a kid about to be born, especially your first child. But when I came back, like for good after the season was over, it was like my world was flipped upside down, because she was going back to work and I was staying home with him all by myself, like a couple days after I got back home, having to adjust my life. Whereas when I was overseas, I could sleep. If we had practice at 1, I would sleep until 11:30, 12. But I would probably stay up until 2 with my teammates, you know. So like, it was just a lot of things just changed when I came home, whereas she was like in the, not necessarily the flow, because I'm sure it was really hard, but I was,
it was like, it was hard because you were gone the whole pregnancy, so I was used to being by myself, and then you throw the baby in there, and also we've never lived together.
yeah,
So it was like, okay, go through pregnancy basically alone,
yeah,
and then have the baby alone, and then you come home for 2 weeks, which was like so weird. That was another adjustment.
yeah,
And then you leave, that's another adjustment. And then I start back work before you're back, and that's another adjustment. And then you come home, and that's another adjustment. So it was like, there wasn't really a routine until like
now.
Yeah.
Really, it was. But just from my experience being a dad, Dior's a amazing baby. He's not really a hard baby to, you know, be around or deal with. He's really happy. So I feel like he's pretty easy compared to some other people's babies that may be, you know, a little more like.
Well, I just think you're a really good dad, and you like, I don't know, the way you are with him, I think is what makes him feel so secure.
Yeah.
And, you know, the same with me. Like, I think we're both great parents, and that shows when he's like away from us, or like he doesn't like cry a ton because he feels like safe and secure with us.
Yeah. And he's getting so big now. He's probably about to walk pretty soon. He's crawling, pulling up. He's really big, tall. So I can't believe that he's about to be 1 year old. Like,
I know.
it's all moving so fast. But when you sit and think about it, it's like, we're about to be parents for a whole year, you know. So it's just I just really wanted to jump on that topic first because I know that's something that we've talked about, and I just want to kind of let people in on like some of our conversations when it comes to that, you know.
I have a question.
What?
What two question. Well, it's like a two-part question. So what's your favorite thing about parenting? And then what's one of the things that you love about my parenting style? And then I'll tell you.
Okay. I think the main thing I really love about parenting is just seeing them happy and like him laugh and like being able to, you know, now that he's getting older, be able to experience different things with him, like for his first time. Because a lot of the things that he's experienced for the first time, I'm experiencing for the first time. So I think that's my favorite thing. And my favorite thing about your parenting style is...
Well, I guess it'd be our parenting style.
Our parenting style. Yeah. I would just say for you, it's just like you're so like emotionally like aware with him. Whereas sometimes I just... Not that I'm not emotionally aware, but I'm...
Sorry, Caitlin texted and I'm...
What did she say?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. She said Elena started crying on the phone when we told them because she was so excited.
Yeah. So, yeah, my niece is about to be born and my other niece is excited. But anyways, I think I like from like the emotional standpoint, like even though like you really want to get him to stop crying when he cries, I just feel like sometimes the way I grew up with my family, it was like boys ain't gonna be no criers. Like we don't do that. Like we men, like which I understand. But like with you, it that's something new for me to see is like you being so like adamant on, even when he gets older, we've talked about it, just wanting him to express his feelings and like learn how to deal with them the right way. So I think that's my favorite thing about your parenting style, or our parenting style, but what you do.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Well, my favorite thing about parenting is kind of similar to yours, but like anytime he like develops a new skill or something, it's just so cool to like watch this tiny human become like a, you know, like today I was laying on the couch because my mouth was hurting. Excuse me, sorry. And you were walking around with him, like showing him things, and I was just thinking about you walking around with him like as a newborn doing the same thing, like in that little blue outfit. I was just like, oh my gosh, like his head was like sticking up over your shoulders, and it was just so crazy, like seeing how big he's gotten and just like looking in his eyes and like seeing him get excited about something. That's like my favorite part, is like seeing him excited. Or I also really love when we're around family and like everyone's loving on him. Like that makes me really happy. And then my favorite thing about our parenting style is how like we, and you, I feel like you do this a lot, but like you like communicate with him. Like I think we're very like, we talk to him like he's like an adult. Yeah. And we tell him everything that's going on, and we like, I don't know, I just think it's really cool. And I think like he's like, you can tell he like understands sometimes what you're saying. Yeah. And I don't know, I love that we like just treat him like one of our little best friends.
That's really all he is. I literally tell people all the time, like, he's literally my best friend. Yeah. Like, I sit here all day with him, and I'm literally playing with him, joking around. Like, he screams, like, everything. It's just like, every emotion you can feel with a friend that you're around. That's what it's like. Like, you ever been around a family member too long and you like, oh, you getting on my nerves. I feel like by about 4 o'clock before you get home,
He's
like
tired of you.
when he wakes up from that last nap, he's like, why are you still here by yourself? Like, I'm over you. Where's mommy? Like, that's literally like how it feels. So, no, I love him. He's like the funniest little kid. Yesterday he started clapping for the first time randomly.
So cute.
And he literally learned how to climb on the couch. So all day he's climbing on the couch trying to grab the ornaments off the tree.
Yeah.
And I'm having to like play around but stop him at the same time, because Dior's the type of kid, if he has something in his possession and you take it from him, tantrum. He's going to be pissed. He's screaming.
See, I feel like like they say your kids teach you more about yourself than like what you teach them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like with Dior, I've already like had to learn so much about myself, as like as far as like controlling my own emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he is emotional, I feel like is making me want to learn how to deal with my emotions so I can teach him, because he is very like reactive and yeah.
But yeah, I think I wanted to start off with that topic because I knew we would obviously have a lot to say. The last part of this is I wanted to ask you, like, how do you even like feel you survived when I was like overseas and you were like here by yourself? Like, because for people that don't know, like, I was in Azerbaijan, which is a country by Russia, and a couple of different countries, but Russia's the easiest landmark. And like, what was I, 6 hours ahead? So like 6 or 8 hours. So like when I would go to sleep at night, she would just be waking up, or when I was waking up, she would just be going to sleep. And then there was like a little gray area where we would both kind of be, it would be like morning time, it would be like evening time for me. But we couldn't always talk because I had practice, or I had film, or I had games. So like she was literally by herself. Obviously we have family, but for the most part she was by herself with a newborn baby, like the day after she gave birth. You were 2 days after you gave birth. Like, I honestly don't, till this day I don't know like how you like survived that, you know.
Well, I think when you don't have a choice, you just kind of, and it wasn't like, and I knew this is how it would be, because it wasn't like you were there and I got used to you being there and then you left. It was like you were there for 2 weeks, but the first 2 weeks with the newborn, like, we really stuck to our plan and we literally just laid around the house, slept, didn't go anywhere. Like, if I had to give anyone advice postpartum, like, just don't have any visitors, just lay in bed with your baby and just like enjoy it, binge watch shows. Like, that time was so healing, I feel like.
Because you damn sure not going to sleep when they get older.
Yeah. Well, we didn't sleep when he was a newborn.
Yeah, but we slept a lot more than that.
Yeah. So then once you left, it was like he was getting older and I was getting the hang of like breastfeeding, and it was like then I started implementing my own routine. And I don't know, I just feel like when you have to do something, like, he's a baby, what am I gonna do? Like, can't sit there and cry. Like, I have to get up, he needs to be fed, changed, like, do all the things. And I'm so grateful that I felt secure, because I felt secure in our relationship. Like, I never once had to worry about anything. Like, I always knew that we were good. You were going to be an amazing dad. You were going to come back, be there for us. Like, you were there for us the whole time. It was just like over a phone, and I never like had to question that, which I feel like for other people that would be hard, like being away from someone, and then if you don't have like a solid like foundation, then that would be harder. But I knew like you would always answer the FaceTime call. You would always sit there on the phone with us if I just needed you to be there on the phone or whatever it was. But most of the time it was like, okay, I have to go. Like, he's screaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never had to worry about like our relationship, which was nice. And I feel like I had the 9 months to mentally prepare for that moment because I knew. I mean, I'm not saying it was easy. Like, the week after you left, after coming back after he was born, I was like sobbing every minute. Like, it was really hard, but I knew it wasn't always going to be like that. So I feel like that's what I focused on.
Yeah. Well, also our whole relationship, we've been long distance until now. In college, when we talked, when we first started dating, we've always been long distance. So I think that kind of prepared us in a way also, like for our relationship, like not including him. But yeah, I mean,
communication, I feel like, is literally, if you had to label our relationship in one word, that's what it would be.
Yeah. And like, obviously I've, made posts like appreciating you and applauding you for that. But I do appreciate you for that whole time, and me still, because there's a lot of people that are like, you have a kid on the way, you can't chase your dreams, you need to go get a job. Like, there's people that have said those things, and you've always said, I want you to still go overseas, I want you to still play. Like, even now, even though we would be all going together, you're still telling me, like, go play, go, like, chase your dreams, because it can, first of all, it can only help us in the future, but also just because that's what makes me happy and basically what makes my damn world spin, because I don't do anything else but play sports.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like I appreciate you for that so much.
Of course.
And I just wanted to tell you that in front of
the world. The whole world is watching.
The whole wide world.
No, and I feel like I'm that way because that was a plan before Dior. And I didn't want... I feel like where a lot of people go wrong, and maybe I shouldn't speak on, like, people, whatever, but this is just my opinion. Like, whenever you have a baby, I feel like a lot of people give up their life for the baby, which that's fine, but I feel like that's doing like an injustice to Dior because, and ourselves, like, that would create, if I was like, oh, I'm pregnant, like, you can't leave, like, you need to stay, you need to get a job, like, blah 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 blah, that would cause like resentment between us.
Yeah.
Because that's your dream, and like, who am I to tell you like what to do? And then that would cause resentment within your relationship with Dior, and then Dior would think that, oh, when I have a kid, like, I have to give up my dreams.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's doing an injustice to everyone, and if we don't have to do it, I mean, I know some circumstances are different, but like, I was okay in my job. I was able to provide for myself, and I felt like when Dior was gonna come, like, we were able to provide for him. You were able to help me like throughout the pregnancy because you were overseas working. So I just feel like it was something that you've literally worked your whole life for, so why this one thing be like, oh no, I have to give up everything now, when like for the majority of the time it was still just gonna be me technically.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
well, I want to start it off with that topic. I knew you have a lot to say about that, about him, about, our lives as parents, but we're gonna move on now.
Okay.
And this is something I've been seeing on social media. I know you're off social media right now, but I'm sure you've heard about it.
Mhm.
So you as a woman, right? I saw this thing where this woman was like, "Can't no man take me to Cheesecake Factory on my first date." And obviously, we're not rich, so we don't go to 5-star restaurants.
We're not
right?
rich.
No, we're not rich. Not right now. We will be one day though. But anyways, like we don't go to 5-star restaurants, but like this woman was so adamant that a man can't take her to Cheesecake Factory.
Mhm.
So how do you feel on a first date? Sorry. How do you feel about like first dates and like where somebody can take you? What's a good first date, I should ask?
Mhm.
Like obviously like going to somebody's house. I saw a list like going to a house, going like somebody said going to the movies wasn't a good first date. That's exactly what we did on our first date. So I saw that and I was like, what the hell? So I didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
And we went to eat. Like, so like what would you consider like a good first date?
Yeah. I'm not a good person to ask because I haven't been on a lot of dates.
Okay.
And a lot of guys have not taken me on like first dates.
Okay.
But all my first dates have been at like chain restaurants.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but it's just
I don't mind.
What do you have to say about that where like a woman is like, you can't take me here? Is more of what the question is, not necessarily what's a good first date.
I feel like it depends on what stage of life you're in too, because if this is like a 30-year-old woman, then yeah.
What's wrong with Cheesecake Factory though?
But if I'm 30 and single and I've been looking for someone, and like the reason I say like your stage in life, because at 30 I hope that like we're all employed, we all have
Obviously
decent amount of money, and you want to impress someone and take them out and, you know, show them a nice time. Now, sure, Cheesecake Factory. Sure, but I'm saying Cheesecake Factory is like not that cheap. But I'm saying like as a 20-year-old, I don't expect someone to take me to a 5-star restaurant and pay for it.
Yeah, obviously I think this lady was a lot older than we are. She's probably in her 30s.
Yeah, like these women are like looking for like grown men with jobs and like.
But like, I just like, what's wrong with Cheesecake Factory? That's a nice like to me. I thought cheesecake was really nice.
Oh.
Until that like this I saw
no,
this. No,
I don't think cheesecake is like really nice.
Well, shit, it's one of the nicers to me. Like I thought.
Okay, you're the same person though that gets upset when you can't understand the menu.
Yeah, cause like just put what's in the food.
Okay, we need to do a story time now that you brought this up, because he thinks you have background. He thinks Cheesecake's like a nice restaurant, right?
It is.
I have been fortunate enough to go to like really nice restaurants and be, you know, treated by my family. And I tried to take you to this nice like lunch spot in Houston once.
I remember.
Like it wasn't that nice. It was
pretty fucking nice.
Okay, like the meals, the entrees, like at most were probably like $25.
Oh, okay. Well, it looked nice in there to me. I thought that
it looked nice, but it wasn't like anything crazy. And he immediately gets mad, like actually upset. And I'm like, okay, like let me explain to you what these things are. And you just get so frustrated, so uncomfortable. You're like not talking to me, and I just feel so bad because I like wanted to show you like a nice restaurant and have a nice meal together, and you were like just so annoyed. And then we like almost got in an argument over it.
Well, first of all, I don't want to eat anything I can't read or understand. So first of all, that's where I was at. I was like, I can't even
But
read.
I feel like you've changed that mindset, because
at that time I could not read that damn menu, and I had no clue what they were talking about or what the food was on that menu. You have to understand, I come from a household that we cooked literally every day, Monday through Friday, Saturday and
You
Sunday.
were more closed-minded.
Yeah, like on a lot of things.
Yeah.
At that time, I was like, I don't know what half of this stuff, and it was like a seafood place too. So it was like,
It was literally like fries, like fancy word for fries.
but like, why do you have to put a fancy,
Fried chicken.
why do you have to put a fancy word for fries? Put fries. I still feel that way right now. You don't have to like.
It's about like having like an elevated atmosphere. You have to like stand out.
It's ridiculous, is what it is, and I still feel that way. But like, obviously, I'm more open to eat new food, trying things I may have not liked before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted to ask you that because like I seen it was like a big deal. Everybody was talking about it on social media.
Here's my stance. If I can't afford it, I don't expect the person I'm trying to date to afford it. But if I can afford it, then like you gotta meet me where I'm at.
Okay, understandable. But like, if I take you to Cheesecake Factory and you're like, I don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory.
What is this accent? What is this?
That's not fancy enough for me. Because I just feel like that's what a woman that like is ungrateful, that's what she sounds like in my mind. I don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. This isn't like.
Well, then she shouldn't go.
Like, I would have literally told her wherever we was at, get out of the car right now and walk. Like, I would have got so mad because it's like.
That wasn't the man for her then.
But I would have been just like, I thought this was nice. So first of all, you're hurting my feelings by telling me this is not nice. First, second, it's like I'm taking you on a date. I'm about to pay for it. I'm going out of my way to like wait. Let me finish. I'm going out of my way to like make this special, and you're like, I don't want to go. That's like somebody buying you something that they like that was really nice, but may not have just been super expensive, and like you're like, what is this? Or like say, okay, let me.
No, I think you politely either decline if he gives you a notice in advance, or you sit through the date politely and you don't go on a second date if that's really like what bothers you.
Okay, I can respect that. But that's also like, say we get Dior, when he turns 16, we get him like a Nissan Altima, right? And he's like, what is this? This ain't no Mercedes, but it's a nice car. Mm-mm. How would you feel?
No, because Dior doesn't have money to buy a car.
Okay, understandable, but that's a good example because it's like you're turning down a vehicle.
It's not a good example because what if she can afford 2 5-star steak dinners?
Okay, well, take yourself on a date. Why are you coming on a date with me? I think
she's like wanting that man to like level up to her, but she's searching in the wrong ocean.
Well, go to the rich men. How about that? Go to the men that are rich that really don't want you. They want something from you though. And then when they take you on that date and they never talk to you again. I mean, I guess regular guys do that too, not just rich guys. But still, I'm just saying, like, I feel like if I go out of my way to do something nice for you, and it's not like I'm buying you something, I'm like taking you to eat, it's to get food. Like, Cheesecake has everything to offer on their menu.
Baby, taking someone on a date isn't going out of the way. Like, that's the standard.
But like, I don't have to take you to Cheesecake Factory. I could have took your ass to McDonald's. If I'd have did that, I would have understood if you had a problem. But like, I'm taking you, like, nobody can convince me that Cheesecake Factory isn't a nice restaurant. Their waiters literally wear like dress shirts and like the little aprons. Like, that's a nice restaurant. You can't tell me otherwise. Like, I literally don't believe.
Okay. we've been to one really nice restaurant together where we spent like over $200.
Okay.
You remember?
Where were we?
You don't even remember.
Were we in California?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that. Shit, you go anywhere in California.
That's a nice restaurant.
I mean, I feel like I said, I don't know. Maybe I've never been to a 5-star restaurant, so maybe I don't understand what a nice restaurant is. Like Cheesecake may be the most fancy restaurant other than the one in California. And I don't necessarily remember how it all looked, but
it was the one where we were on the ocean.
Is it where we kind
had
of
that
sat on the
calamari?
patio? Okay, yeah, I remember. With like the flowers and stuff. Was that on the background? Like the floral looking background?
No.
Not that
You're
one?
thinking of it, this is the one that was like in a hotel and
Oh, the first night. Okay, yeah, that was nice. That's by Cheesecake Factory?
no.
What?
No.
Come on. I don't know. That was pretty nice, though. You know you go into a nice restaurant when they got people playing jazz music at the front. I knew. I was like, okay, this may be a little too fancy for me. I don't know. I already had got nervous when we walked in because I was like, oh, shit, I ain't going to be able to read the menu again. Why was that the first thing I was thinking? Like, oh, my God, here we go. I didn't know this was this nice. But no.
See, we have to make sure we take Dior to nice restaurants so he knows.
Yeah, well, that's probably the nicest restaurant. That and Cheesecake Factory, for real, are the nicest restaurants I've ever been to. I'm going to say Cheesecake Factory is nice. I don't care what anybody says. But anyways, okay.
God.
Enough about that. Because I feel like I'm making myself sound bad because I'm saying that Cheesecake Factory is a nice restaurant. People are going to be like, are you serious? Yes. Cheesecake Factory is a nice restaurant. Anyways, so we're gonna play a game. She's gonna give us. I don't know what game.
Oh, this is my cue.
I don't know what the game is. She's gonna explain it to us right now, though.
Well, this is like a trend a while ago, but basically, I don't know if you call it a game, but basically we talk about each other's icks, like the things that you do that make me like ick, and you tell me the things I do that make you kind of ick. You can go first.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Because I need to think of one. I should have prepared better.
Things that make me ick. I don't know.
Oh, I know one for you.
What? Go ahead. Talk shit. Let's go.
Okay, so I feel like you do this on purpose, but whenever you're doing something and you like feel me looking at you or something like that, or it's something that maybe I could do, I don't know. It's hard to give the scenario, but I feel like you choose to move slower and you do it on purpose. Like you choose to like do little extra things that don't really need to be done just to like get on my nerves.
Possibly.
Like one time I was like really needing a bottle for Dior and you like walked out, like dried off the bottle so slowly, like took the cap off and sat it down and then handed it to me. Like with no like quickness.
Well, you know me and you know that I do what I want to do.
Yeah, I know.
Like I live life on my will and nobody else's.
So you do that on purpose?
Possibly. Not all the time though. Sometimes I do. But like sometimes I really just be like, I see so many things that I want to get done. Or like if I'm cleaning the dishes and you're like, bring me the bottle. When he's about to go to bed, I'm like trying to finish cleaning the dish before I come in there. So it's like I'm trying to do like 3 things. But like sometimes I do it on purpose, honestly.
You take your time with everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not like that.
Well, I don't know if that's my fault. That's just.
I know, it's just one of the things that like sometimes makes me want to like.
Something that you do. I don't know. I actually don't know. Cause like, if you know me, like I'm not like. I don't really just.
There's things. Come on.
I don't really be too bothered by too many things, but like. Oh, I know one thing. We could be talking, and you know I hate this. This is the one thing I like. This is like the one thing that really gets me. Is we could be talking, and I'm like saying what I have to say. This can be an argument. This could be a regular conversation. Anything, and you're just like, blah, blah, and you just start talking in the middle of me talking, and don't let me finish what I'm saying. That makes me so mad.
What? I do that?
Yes. Because I always say, can I finish? Let me finish first.
Well, sometimes you talk for a really long time, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to forget what I want to say at this point.
Well, shit. You could, like, you know I like to talk a lot. So, like.
I know, but I have to, like, I'm running, because my memory is bad, so I'm running through what I want to say, and you're still going, and I'm like, well.
That would probably be my second egg. Your memory. You just gave me that one. Jesus. What would you say another one for me is? I want to hear this.
Oh, when Dior's crying and you're just like not like trying to assess the situation, you're just like.
Cause like.
And I'm like trying to do something.
Cause like just sometimes I just don't understand what he's crying about. Like so I just look.
And you're just like, Bubby, what, Bubby?
Yeah, so I just try to look at him and just like, I feel like that'll just make something click in my mind about what's going on. Cause like sometimes I'm just like, what are you crying about? I don't understand. Like, what's going on? Like.
Yeah, that bothers me.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like.
It's again just moving slow.
Yeah, I just feel like sometimes he needs to get it out. You don't always just need to go over there and be like, let me stop him from crying. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, yeah,
it's not even that. It's just like pick him up, like do something,
okay,
give him a toy.
I pick him up and then he slaps me in my face and then what? Like, it's just like sometimes I just don't know like what he needs from me in that moment. So I'd rather just look at him and like try to assess what I can do next rather than just pick him up and just like start moving around. Cause I don't even know sometimes like what is happening, you know. But
yeah. Is there anything? Cause we have lived together since May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 8 months. We got a long way to go. Is there anything living with me you're like have an ick with?
I would say sometimes you just be throwing shit everywhere. Your shoes, clothes. Shit can be by the front door. Shit can be under the bed. Shit can be on the floor in the closet, on the floor in the bathroom. And like sometimes I understand, but I do like literally just take your shoes to the closet. Like now it just gets to a point where like when you go in there and you're rocking him to sleep, I just like completely pick everything up and put it back in shoe boxes and hang your stuff up or put it in the dirty clothes.
I know, yeah. I've gotten bad about that. I've relied on you for that.
Yeah, that's the only thing with living though. I really don't like. I don't have no problems with anything else, other than You don't like when I'm always watching sports.
Okay, I feel like I've gotten over a lot of the things that used to bother me in the beginning. Because I was used to just having the TV to myself.
Yeah. Yeah, we only had one TV at one point, and we had to get that second TV cuz not necessarily cuz we even watch TV separately, but it's just like if it's really like or she'll just watch something on her phone or I watch something on my phone like
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten better about, like, a lot of things. Like, it used to bother me that you, like, wanted to watch sports all the time, but now I'll, like, sit with you and watch what I want to watch, but we're still, like, together.
yeah.
Or, like, I'll even sit with you and watch it, or we'll, like, compromise. Like, you'll watch the game or whatever, and then when we both lay down in bed, we'll watch something we both want to watch.
Yeah.
We love TV.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. We watch.
I feel like I didn't watch that much TV, but now I watch more TV because I feel like it's like my release, like my relax time.
Yeah.
Whereas before, like when I didn't have Dior and I was in Houston, I would like
You don't sit still.
go outside or do something like that. But now I feel like I just want to like sit in bed.
Whatever. This is the only person I know that got her wisdom teeth taken out, and the next day she was wanting to go to the fucking park and go out to eat.
No, I'm saying like after my day is done, I'm showered, I like to get in bed and watch TV. I don't want to like read or meditate like I used to, which I probably should, but like I'm just not in that phase right now.
True. And for anybody that like has a really young kid that goes to sleep around, depending, I don't know what everybody does, but our routine, he goes to bed around anywhere between 7 and 7:30. It's like we'd want to have as much done before that 7:30, from dishes to the vacuuming, sweeping, so we can eat. You normally go work out at night, so sometimes it's a little later, but on a good night when he's down at like 6:50 and you can get out and go work out and be back by like 7:45, 8 o'clock, and we shower, we're asleep by 8:30. Like, that's like one of the major adjustments like I've had to make since having a kid. Is like
Sleep is precious.
sleep is so
Oh, it's weird.
the hell was that? Sleep is precious. Like, sleep is so precious. And then sometimes he gets in the phase where he wants to sleep in until like 7, and sometimes he wants to wake up at 5:30. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's so up and down. It's like I need to go to sleep at any cost.
Also, like I don't want to, like I have my hour to work out, like that's my me time.
Mhm.
And you work out in the morning, that's your time. So like once I shower and get in bed, that's also like the time that we reconnect and talk, and
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
so I enjoy like that time, and I don't want to be like, I need to read 10 pages of my book and meditate and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
You're meditating by talking to me.
This is like therapy. This is fun.
Yeah, we're just conversating. This is what we normally do, but it's like I feel like we're going a little more in depth.
Yeah,
With
because
some
you're
of our
asking me
thoughts.
questions.
Yeah. Are you saying I don't ask you questions any other time? I probably don't. By this time, I'm normally wore out. But I knew we were going to do this tonight, so I was excited. But anyways, yeah. So I think this will be the last thing we talk about. And I just want to ask,
Will you marry me?
what the hell? What the hell? No.
Sorry.
So me and Devontae at the end of every episode.
You were so confident in that now.
Relax.
No.
See what I'm talking about? I'm trying to talk and she just keeps talking. You see? This is what I'm saying.
Talk.
Shh. Anyways. Me and Devontae at the end of every episode normally give a story time. So obviously we did a story time earlier, but I'll give you a specific story of mine, and then I'll ask you to give one. So
Okay.
relax. Let me finish what I have to say. So I want you to give a funny story. I'm going to let you think about it. I'll give mine first.
Just a funny story.
A funny story that we've had together, or something that has happened while we've both been together and we like died laughing. Shut up.
Okay,
Anyways.
let me think.
So I'm going to go
We
first.
never laugh.
I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I know which one you could use, but I'm not going to tell you to use it because I want you to think about it. I'm going to go super recent. So last night, right?
What?
Last night, we're laying in bed.
This is not going to be funny to anyone.
This shit was hilarious to me. I'm not going to lie. So we were laying in bed, and we're watching Love Island, right? And her mouth is starting to hurt. So she's like, I need to go to sleep. But, like, she has food because she's eating things that she's not supposed to be eating. She has food stuck in the hole in her mouth. So, like, she's saying it's giving her, like, her mouth a funny smell. And it just, like, feels weird, right? So, like, I can't even explain, like, what face and, like, what she was doing. But she was, like, doing this, like, movement with her mouth and her nose. It was, like, like... It wasn't.
This is so, like, no one's going to think this is funny.
I don't give a shit.
Because it's so, like, you had to be there moment.
Like, I literally was, like, crying.
Yeah, you were.
And it was just, like, it was only funny because, like, I felt bad. And I really didn't want to laugh. But you had been moving your mouth, like, multiple times. And I was, like,
Okay, well, the feeling was, so... You're allowed to get food, and I'm allowed to eat food as long as I'm not in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And you're allowed to get food in the sockets. And my doctor told me not to, like, clean out my sockets with the little, like, irrigation thing until day 7. So the food is just gonna sit there, and you use, like, this wash to, like, kill all the bacteria and everything, so it's not going to cause an infection. But I feel like I can feel it, and then this is so gross. But, like, when some of the food particles come out, it's like the worst taste ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sitting there going like,
don't start doing it yet.
And so I was like, okay, I was just like hyper fixated on it. Because I wanted to get the food out, but I knew I couldn't because I didn't want to, like, cause more pain or whatever. So I just, like, was like, I need to go to sleep. And I just, like, moved my mouth and my nose and laid down.
It wasn't even that, like, you moved your mouth and your nose. It was just, like, it just seemed a bit extreme. Like, the way you did it. It was, like, so over exaggerated, and it just, I sincerely don't know, but
it's because I was so, like, hyper fixated on it. I had to, like, reset my brain, and, like,
it was just, and then you literally fell asleep in, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah, because I told myself, like, I'm not gonna think about this anymore.
It was so funny though. Like, I was literally about to fall out the bed laughing, and I'm not over exaggerating. I was actually crying.
This is a hard thing because, you know, my memory is bad.
You want me to give you a story? I'll give you a hint at a story and you can tell it. You remember when you was doing my hair and we were laughing? You remember at the other place we lived.
Oh, yeah. I feel like these things aren't funny to people because this is just, like, inside jokes.
Well, I just don't know what this isn't about the other people. This is about us. So, like,
okay. Okay. I mean, yeah, it was funny. But it was just because I was, like, literally delusional. So when I do his hair, if I redread it all, or what do you call it? Retwist. if I retwist it and then I do 2-strand twist, it takes me like 5-6 hours because I'm not a professional. I'm learning. So this was my first time doing her hair, and I like wanted to do it right and really good. So I was taking my time, and it was like what, 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Thought we were never gonna finish.
And when you do the 2-strand twist, like you obviously want all of the twists to be like in a line. So I was like, this one doesn't have an assignment.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was funny.
Y'all tell me how the hell a piece of hair has an assignment.
It makes sense to me.
Like, I understand what you were saying. It didn't have like another dread to be 2-strand twisted with.
Yeah.
But like in that moment, she was like, it doesn't have an assignment. And I was like, assignment? And it was just, I don't know. It was just funny as hell. We were both sleepy as hell.
Yeah, it was just illusion.
This is our first time since Dior's been born staying up past probably 10 o'clock. I would give 10 o'clock at the latest. So it was just funny.
I don't know. This past year has been just crazy, obviously, having a new kid. So I know we've had like funny moments, but like honestly, I have no brain capacity, and it's what, 8:30, so my brain is turning off.
Okay, well, that's it for our
and
story
Callie
time.
isn't born yet.
She'll be born probably. I say bye.
It'd be so cool because it'd be Dior's 2:11. She'd be 12:12.
Why is that cool?
2:11:23, 12:12:23. That's cool.
How does that correspond? How does that correlate?
Because he's a 2 because of February. She's a 12. There's a 2 in there. And then he's 11. She's 12. Same year. 11/12.
Okay. Well, anyways, thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much. Don't shake my damn hand. I'll bite you right now. Anyways, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Yep.
And like, this was a good conversation. And I love you.
I love you too.
And everybody go like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Please go follow us on Spotify. And we appreciate y'all for loving us, following us. You know, hopefully, like, we want to be more consistent. We took a couple weeks off because holidays. Then I was out of town, and Devontae's having a baby, and it's just a lot of moving parts right now. But we'll be more consistent from here on out. I promise you guys. And we appreciate y'all, and we love y'all. And like I said, like and subscribe. Episode 3. Bye. What the fuck?